Hi, in this video we are going to solve a standard level question from 2018 May-June session, time zone 1. Okay, it's paper 1, no calculators, and question number 2, right? Um, the following Box-and-Whisker plot shows the number of text messages sent by students in a school on a particular day. Then we see the Box-and-Whisker plot. We have to find the value of the interquartile range, and then one student sent k text messages where k is greater than 11. Given that k is an outlier, find the least value of k. So when we have a box and whisker plot, we have to understand the information given in a box and whisker plot. It has 4 parts. In each of these 4 parts, we have 25% of the data. So in this box and whisker plot, we know that 25% of the data lies between 0 and 4. The other 25% between 4 and 9, and another 25%, and another 25% between 11 and 39. We also need to identify that we have the minimum value of 0 in this case, a maximum value of 39. The median value is 9, and we have the quartiles, lower quartile and upper quartile. Okay. In fact, to find the interquartile range, we just need the upper and lower quartiles. Okay, so the interquartile range, IQR, is Q3 minus Q1. So very often we call Q3 the upper quartile and Q1 the lower quartile. And also in the calculators, that's how the calculator refer to these values. So it's very simple in this case. All we have to do is do 11 minus 4, which is 7, right? So the interquartile range is 7. Now to do letter B, we need to know what's the meaning of an outlier. The outliers are either much larger or much smaller than most of the data. And then how do I identify if this a certain value is an outlier or not? Okay, so we have a test. In this question we need to do this. Okay, the upper boundary for an interquartile for an outlier is any number that is bigger than the upper quartile plus 1.5 times the interquartile range, and the lower boundary would be the lower quartile minus 1.5 the interquartile range. Okay, so we have to know this to solve this question. Okay, this is not given in the formula booklet. This is something that we need to know. It's not very common to test this in examinations, but in this question, there's no other way to do it. Okay, so go back to our box and whisker plot. Okay, just to remember that the lower quartile Q1 is 4 and the upper is 11, and that the interquartile range is 7. Okay, so the upper boundary would be Q3, which is 11, plus 1.5 times the interquartile range, which is 7. Then here we would have to do the calculation 1.5 times 7, which is 10.5, and then this upper boundary is 21.5. What does it mean? It means that any value of the data that is bigger than 21.5 is considered an outlier in this case. Okay, but we are dealing with a question in which the data is number of text messages, which is discrete data. So there's no way it can be like 21.5, 21.6. So the next integer value is 22. 22 is the number we were looking for, right? So that's the answer for part B. But in case we needed the lower boundary, we would do Q1 minus 1.5 times the interquartile range. And in this case, this would give a negative value. This can be a negative value, but in this specific case, in this question, that would make no sense, because you cannot send a negative number of text messages, right? So that's another question that we solved. Wait for the solution for question number 3, right?